Hey, all, welcome to another edition of Game of Throws. We're playing Pathfinder Society on Fantasy Grounds. Pathfinder Society for the second edition of Pathfinder. Tonight we have uh, Ardensil, an elven wizard, Ashtanthalus, an elven ranger, Hundar, an orc. That's about all you really need to know about him. Ni- Boy, I'm gonna get your name right. Naitia.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Our elven druid, Ogthuk, who appears to be a very hungry orc priest type.
That feels
And
like you're stereotyping me.
I'm just reporting what we've seen happen before. And Ripper is the druid's pet. So they're about to start a new Pathfinder Society scenario, and we're going to kick that off tonight with starting here, meeting the venture captain Amara Lee. So you guys, as always, are back at the Pathfinder Society base, waiting to see if you get another mission to head out on, looking for something that'll help the society when you are summoned to meet Amara Lee. But to meet her, you'll have to get to Minkai, which is an area in the Tianzia region. And I'll give you a quick little map of that area so you have an idea. So down in the southeast, the Forest of Spirits, you'll understand why that's highlighted here in a short period of time. But
Oh,
having been told that there's some need for that down in that region, the society has gotten you all there, including someone they think that might be of particular use to your party after your successes from the last time helping explore and create a new kind of path. Oh gosh, what was the name of that region? I don't even remember off the top of my head. But coming off of that success, we're pretty pleased with you and want to head out to another region that's a little more like open and less populated. And as you guys wait there to see, what you're going to be able to come up with, you travel there and you end up spending a little bit of time there, getting suited to the area. You get to know Amara Lee, at least in passing. She hasn't given you anything specific for a little while, but enough to know that there's a lot going out in there. There's some Mincanian history that they're trying to collect, trying to work the region to learn more about it. And in that process, they've been sending out different Pathfinder Society parties to investigate or do some of the Pathfinder's work. You guys are currently working in a relatively famous city known as Sakakabe. Sakakabe. It deals mostly in trade with silver and pearls, but obviously any major city is going to have all sorts of things. But eventually you get summoned to the Kiniro Kayomai Treehouse, kind of a famous tea house, not treehouse.
yeah, it's like a treehouse.
Yeah, well, all right.
Show.
So it is a tea house, but they've put it up in a tree. So therefore, it's one of the reasons why it's famous because it's one of the few places that have been elevated above the ground, and you have to go up kind of the staircases to get there.
Closer to leaves.
Yeah, that's you got those rare leaves you can only reach in the upper parts of this tree. So yes, it's pretty famous for its tea, obviously, along with food and some Samisen music. So you'll see locals and travelers like yourselves coming there quite often. And being summoned there directly to meet her, you figure there must be this must be maybe what you've been waiting for, a chance to do something for the society in the area. And you get there and it gave you the picture. You've seen her before, but she's, kind of waiting for you in a private sitting room that one of the servants kind of takes you to. And you guys are seated. And after, she offers, you guys whatever drink you prefer here. You finally get settled in. And then she kind of turns to you and says, I fear that misfortune may have struck some of your fellow agents. I hope that you can help them return here to safety, but I fear the task has. And maybe I will be requesting you to recovering that which you can from the fallen allies. I don't
So,
know that what they were endeavoring in, finished safely because they have been absent much past the point where we expected them to be there. So if you can find out what happened to them, it would be that not just finding them and seeing if you can aid them or at least recover those allies, but also to finish that mission in their stead if they are unable to do so themselves.
so Ogberg says, so if their lives are forfeit, so is their gear? Like, are we gonna keep it?
Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that, but as with all our society members, if there are next to kin or those, that the gear can be returned to, then
Kill
that would
next
be,
to kin as well.
I would certainly hope not. An aggressive little orc, aren't you? Uh,
I, I'm joking when I look and I make eye contact with Tundar.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, wink, wink. Nudge, nudge, you know what I mean?
um, so last year, to go on with this, assuming you were all interested in helping us here and not worried about just recovering lost gear for yourselves, um, we received a donation of relics from Taldor. The route is lengthy and complicated, so I will spare you unnecessary details. Suffice to say that a caravan carrying the relics safely arrived in Hangal to the north, where I met up with a pair of Pathfinder agents, Lin Po and Tai Lan. These agents inspected the cargo, sent me a missive indicating that all was in order, and joined a second caravan to take the spirit road through the forest of spirits. The journey is understandably long, taking over 2 months to complete. Still, the caravan is late, and I fear that they may have run into trouble along the way. They were supposed to reach Chicago Bay 2 weeks ago. Well, it's possible that they were waylaid in the northernmost parts of Minkai. I believe it is far more likely that they ran into trouble in the Forest of Spirits, a mystical place that shelters departed souls and most of the world's kami. Kami are spiritual guardians with a deep connection to certain living locations or living things. The locals pay great respect to the kami, never intruding further into the forest than their own coastal road, the aforementioned Spirit Road, and the number of small settlements built around its shrines. This should make tracking the caravan simple, since there's only a single road along the way which they should have had to rest or resupply at some point. I need you to check each of these roadside settlements until you find the one to have seen the caravan, then track it from there to figure out what happened. Be sure to respect the kami and the local traditions honoring them. I don't want you to come to harm in your journey. The kami are mostly benevolent so long as they receive the proper respect. but there are some dangers that might have harried the caravan. Bandits, hobgoblins, and giants, amongst other creatures, dwell within the forest. The forest also hosts some aggressive plants and animals, not to mention the malign spirits such as the Oni, the sworn animals of the Kami. The locals will know more than I of what perils to expect. Do you have any questions about what I would indicate that I'd like you to do?
Um, I don't need to be this bloodthirsty, so no, I'm okay. Ogduck's okay. He understands.
I'm
we
glad
have
to hear
any
that, Ogduck.
Ogduck asks about rare spices sourced in the area that he should pick up while he's there.
I believe if you're looking for seasonings, you might be able to find some. It is a wild area, probably with, you know, flora that's not common to most places.
All right.
Nice. Were there any rumors or anything that people said about how these people were vested?
I mean, that honestly, I don't know. That's what I expect. You as you get to the villages, it'll be one at the outskirts you'll head towards initially, and see if you have, for those who have looked for, who would have noticed perhaps a passing caravan. There can't be that many that travel through the Spirit Road, and just see if they had seen one come along, and if it has, those that you would expect to find in there. You'll have descriptions of the the society members that had gone on this mission. So I would start there and interview those along the route to see if they, have any knowledge of their passing.
Um, Ogduck would like to ask, what were they doing out there?
Hopefully, they were just taking the relics and along in their
Oh,
caravan.
that's right. I apologize. Sometimes Ogduck forget things. Too many.
There's been a few of those. Was there anything else you guys were interested in? It wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't hurt to stop, in the chapter house archives here for those that are, familiar with, you know, what to expect from the natural, areas such as this forest to see, if you can determine anything about it or what to expect. Other than that, um, I will be supplying you all with a pair of horses and a sturdy wagon with some, basic provisions, food, water, a repair kit. The
Rubber
map that I had,
parakeet?
yeah, it's a repair kit. It's a bird that fixes your items if you find
Nice.
something broken. No.
I genuinely heard rubber
Yeah.
parakeet. Like, I mean, whatever works for you, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you're not into the pirate islands yet, so you'll have to hold off on getting your parakeet.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Exactly. So do you have that map of the Minkai that I showed you in the Forest of Spirits? You have a kind of an idea where you're heading, and that wagon, which you are not going to be keeping Ogthuk, just so you know right now.
But
It's only a loner, huh?
are you trying to imply that Ogduck is greedy?
No,
Ogduck
I don't think that was
consistently has
implied
been
at all.
sharing.
Don't worry, we'll strategically lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We'll write it. You can write it off on your taxes.
That goes on the losses side of the ledger. It helps balance against what any profits you've made. Yeah. But if anybody wants to, I don't know if anybody has forest lore, but if you want to try some nature checks, do some research, and see what you can remember about this region that since you've been in this area. Allow anybody who wants to take a crack at it. Otherwise, then
Let's
if you
see.
need more
Uh,
than what they're giving you, you can always. Uh,
sure.
It, I do have forest lore and nature. My lore is not as good as my nature.
okay, well,
Which, which should I use?
you should use whatever you think you're going to fail at best.
I think you should use lore because that's what the check asked for.
All right.
I'm trained in lore and nature as well.
Forest lore and nature. Yeah.
Just lore. I don't know if it's forest.
Does your character not actually have the skills there to say what you have? Herbalism lore, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the little underneath bar is there. So you know about that kind of thing, but probably in this case, the nature lore would be more appropriate. So if you want to throw down a nature lore, you certainly can. See if you know
Sure.
anything more than Ash. That's a bad sign. You rolled a 15 to start.
Ooh, nice.
Still
one.
wasn't
That's a
good
great
enough
So,
to be the most knowledgeable, but for you, that's a pretty amazing attempt at.
That's an amazing first.
one. Yeah.
Normally I get out about 10 or 20 below 10s before I start doing anything.
He's softening you up for the real downfall.
Yeah.
I only do good on rolls where I have no modifier.
So Ash has you knew some pretty good information on the Forest of Spirits, having kind of been in this area. He knew that it had a dense population of the Kami, and that they're, the benign spirits. They've been known, while it's benign, they can possess living creatures to share memories, but it doesn't seem to cause any real harm or exert control. So while he adds to that, though, Nye, she she had spent some time out here and was interested in the forest and those who inhabit it, and remembers quite a bit about the villages that are in the area. There's a number of them, including the one that you guys were heading to, that she can use to your guys' benefit. That when you come across it, she'll be able to give you some insight into these places. In essence, as you guys go through this, she's going to have a bonus to
Nice.
any checks to investigate or negotiate, things like that, to interact with some of these villages or maybe some of the members. And at least she feels like it should be a benefit as you guys approach them, and she'll have an idea which each village might, what purpose it might serve as populations and stuff. So
That's pretty good.
she
So the
critically
woman-
she critically succeeded on a DC 15.
Awesome. The woman we spoke to said something about a I can't remember the name of it. Some kind of a people, a race, people of the region. Did they?
Are you talking about the different spirits? There are.
No, it was something with a K. Something like that. Did she say something?
Kombucha?
Like the people? Are those people or are they?
Are you just talking about the general,
Yeah,
the people
I mean,
of
like-
this region, the Minkayan?
Oh, that's of all the.
Yeah, that's
the
like the
place where we're going.
the kingdom nation, whatever you want to call it, that you
Oh,
guys
okay.
are in. So there are those of this area. So when you come to these villages, they're all going to be, the Minkayans.
Okay.
Other than that, it's the two different types of spirits.
I see.
The more,
I got it.
the more dangerous Oni and the Kami. So,
Oh, but the kami are nicer or more.
yeah, they're supposed to be
Hospitable?
more of a benign, maybe even at times benevolent spirits of there, that the inhabitants of the forest live peacefully with. They don't intrude on it. They respect their place, and their in the traditions of the forest. And like she had told you that those type of kami are generally kind of attached, whatever you want to say, to a location, or even, can sometimes
So if
be
they're in the
individual.
forest, we should try to find them to see if we can find out more information.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that you could encounter them, for sure.
Just in case I need to know
Politics.
politics.
I'm ready. I'm ready. If there's any political intrigue in here, Ardensil is ready for it. So, if what you guys have on hand and what comes with your supplies are good enough, I'll let you guys start getting out towards the first village, which is Sakakabe, located on the kind of the edge of the Forest of Spirits, um, on the south side of the Osagen grasslands, or maybe that's the north side of the Osagen grasslands, to be honest. Um, hey, can you guys hear the thunder? So there's some, as you guys travel along that, and gonna kind of briefly cover it. You're gonna be on your wagon, and it'll take you a little while to get to the forest, and you're going through the Osagen grasslands. You could see there's some nomadic herders that are kind of out there on the rolling plains, and it's quite possible or likely that you guys might stop and have been interviewed. Hey, anybody you can come across. You see this caravan with these folk on it, and as you're coming along there, you're not running into anyone that recognizes it or remembers any of the passing of that caravan you guys are in search for. So as you get there, while you could certainly look through the very wide expanse of Osagan grasslands, it seems likely that it didn't come this way, and that leaves you heading into the Forest Spirits along the Spirit Road and investigating further in. But if there's anything you want to do as you get to Sakakabe, you could certainly do it there. But barring that, I'll let you guys decide if you just want to plunge into the forest and start looking for them there.
Well, just which one of us is the spokesman for the group? Or spokesperson?
Well, we've seen how Ogthuk's speaking goes, so I don't know.
Because I am not a speaker. I may be the
Yeah.
brain, but I'm not a speaker.
Og's look very smart too, but not much a speaker. Actually, I have a 12.
You beats me.
Yeah, I think I have a 12.
I don't know who's
Yeah,
got the
but-
best sort of diplomacy skill. I'm not sure it's
Let me
Ogthuk.
look.
I'm trained in diplomacy.
I
Alright,
think it's gonna be you then.
You're our spokesperson then.
Yeah.
That's a smart decision.
she's at least trained in it, giving her a +4, so that she may, as you guys have traveled, realize she's at least the one most capable of not tripping over her own tongue or insulting people initially.
And it looks like that big guy speaks with his axe.
Are you talking about Hundar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Hundar's actually he's actually trained in diplomacy. It looks like.
+3. Yeah, look at that.
Oh wow, Hunter knows how to
Look, he's tried to be personable, and if that all fails, he gets frustrated, rages, and talks with his axe.
Oh, silly. Axe no talk.
So Nye, did you want to bother much in this town? It doesn't seem to be anybody has heard of them, but you could certainly spend a little bit of time, digging a little deeper here before heading into the forest, or you just want to dive in.
Is it like a really small town?
I mean, it's not small. But it's not like a city. It's not a wide metropolis. There's going to be like a few like the inn tavern type places towards town exits where if you wanted to stick your head in, those are the most likely to have noted, passing caravans because we have potential business. A lot of times some of the caravan guards or even, Pathfinder Society members might stop in for drinks and stuff as they're trying to shake off the dust of the road or, the gloom of the forest.
Yeah, I think we should quick stop in the town.
Okay. So you guys do spend a little bit of time there, and Nye, you interact with some of them, and relatively speaking, they seem to be, you know, pretty good people out here. Relatively, living simple with this forest here. There's definitely some respect, maybe even a tinge of some fear for those who don't spend much time in the forest towards the forest of spirits. But in all the investigation you're doing, you don't find anybody that recognizes any of the members of that missing caravan or the caravan itself.
Do we
Whether,
do any sort of like sense motive on these people?
Yeah, that sounds weird. It seems strange that nobody would see it.
yeah.
Could I do like a general sense motive? Well, I'm
Now,
not sure what that
remember,
would
this
be.
is where it was supposed to have come out of. So you're looking
Oh,
at the
come out
tail
this
end.
side.
This is not the way
Oh, it's coming from there to I
to
get it.
here.
Yep, yep, yep. So
So,
it is in the forest somewhere,
yeah.
hopefully.
I
So
look for suspicious jerky.
you could certainly give it a try. That is definitely a perception check.
That's fit. I mean, okay, I'll do that. Yeah. Is there
Oh,
any
yeah.
suspicious jerky?
You don't find any, sadly.
Okay, okay. No human or do we know what race the do we know what race of the people we're looking for are? Is it just like a
Yes,
doesn't really I guess what are they?
yes. They are exactly what you want them to be. I'm guessing they're kind of regional humans. You know,
Okay.
you saw Amara. I think they're going to be uh, similar to them. They have sort of that similar, using Earth terms, sort of a Asian look,
Okay.
and that's the way we're described to you with that same sort of appearance.
Oh, we got that.
So after
Yeah.
investigating there, you guys ready to plunge into the forest?
Sure.
Yeah. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go in.
So the first thing you notice is you head into the forest is there's a profound change in the climate there. It's cool and damp. There's snow blanketing the ground, clinging to branches of towering pine and spruce trees. There was no snow to the north, so this definitely is some sort of outlier. It doesn't seem to fit with the climate that you guys have gotten used to in this area. I mean, there's certainly areas, mountainous areas and stuff that you would expect this kind of snow. But here it seems a little out of place. But it doesn't, for being out of place, it doesn't seem unnatural. It's at least it look and feel, in temperature, it all feels like an area of, snowfall. So it's, as odd as it's going to sound, sort of a natural unnaturalness to it. And coinciding with that, there's the typical things you'd find in that kind of woodlands that, birds and rodents, foxes, deer, bear, and stuff like that. You'll be able to catch glimpses of as you guys are traveling through looking for maybe the first indicator that the caravan had come here. We obviously have a couple of very good uh, trackers in this party. People can examine and look for things, but unfortunately, there obviously has been some caravans that go through here, and since you have a sort of an indeterminate time frame, that they could have been days to weeks ago. It's hard to really tell, what any of these routes or signs of passing might have been the caravan you're looking for. So you're going to need some additional details to be able to. Wow, why is her phone going off crazy? I don't know if you guys hear that.
It's a good thing we're with two super trackers.
Yeah. Um, so it doesn't really give you, any idea what's going on. Of one of the things that the foresters, the elves, well, especially the more outdoorsy elves, can see it immediately is that there's a very much a density of trees in this area that makes you believe that there's not just little, but probably no logging that's done in this forest. If there was, maybe on the outskirts of it, but within the confines of the forest, Doesn't look like any tree is taken down, um, through any effort of the residents of the forest. There might be signs of, natural, storm driven or, weight of snow taking down branches or even, possibly a whole tree, but nothing that looks like, a humanoid hand had any, had made any effort to take any of them down themselves. So, and
So very old growth.
yeah, and as you go along, as you guys start to travel along this, looking for kind of any signs that would explain the you know the the caravan's disappearance. Uh, you don't even see any, like, you don't see like trappers or hunters or anything that you normally see out in the forest on occasion as you spend a few days in here. Likely that, some of the sharp-eyed people would see someone out there, indications that people are moving about, but it looks like everyone you kind of come across eh, are people traveling this road. So the only thing you see moving out in the woods are the kind of the creatures themselves, except every once in a while you see something that's sort of inexplicable out there. A shadowy movement or rock, like the feeling of a rocks, like a giant rock staring at you. Um, yeah.
Like specifically a giant rock.
Yes.
Like I'm like, are you talking about the bird or are you talking about the
No,
rock?
no, not the
Oh,
ROC, but the ROCK. Um,
okay.
so like there's a boulder over there, and as Ogduk's going along, he gets the feeling that that boulder's sort of staring at him. Um,
I took asked Thundar if boulders can stare.
I'm already halfway over there trying to hit the rock with my axe.
Stop looking at me that way. Unfortunately for Hundar, you don't get that same sensation, so you wonder whether or not Ogthuk has been, you know, sampling
His
his own
dog.
his sampling his own food, experimental food on
Too
his
many
own.
hits to the head.
Yeah.
Many mushrooms.
Now you do come across at fairly regular intervals these little campsite areas right off of the trail that seem to have been almost cleared naturally. Like it just seems as though maybe the forest itself gave space so that travelers could have an area to set up, a fire, maybe pick up some of the dead wood and stuff. And that gives you guys occasions to rest for the night pretty peacefully, despite the boulders and giant birds that are actually made of stone staring at Ogthuk. Uh,
So is it just me that feels like this is the thing at him? No one else has this. It's just me.
well, as far
It's
as
just you.
it could be other people, but nobody else is saying anything, so you're pretty sure that it's just you at this point.
Ogla feels that's very rude.
Well, is it every rock that stares at him? At this stage, we're not quite sure. Um, whether it's the pebble or the stone along the floor, like, or if it's just the larger ones you feel like are staring you down. Well, you don't feel as though there's any, like, aggressiveness to it, no harm
There's no
intended.
malice.
Yeah. It's just that weird feeling of being stared at that occasionally each of you get for different reasons. And sometimes with these passing shadows. And you start to wonder if this, I mean, honestly, whether or not this is like the spirits. Modifiers desktop buttons by day, so interesting. Um, but eventually you come across small little kind of side paths leading to little villages. And that's when you get a chance for, especially Nye, to kind of go in and see if you've learned, if they have any signs of these caravans. Because certainly, if you were traveling through this, and you guys have your own wagon and horses and stuff, it'll be a good place to stop. Kind of give the horses a little bit of rest, check in. You have, part of your provisions is enough to pay for at least, a modest inn in these little towns, and there's nothing's going to be sprawling or big. It's going to be more like, like a simple single floor building with a couple of rooms, and stuff for travelers. It almost feels like these, it's more incidental for those who absolutely need it, but most people live off the land, or these caravans probably stop at these campfires. Um, but eh, as you go along, Nye doesn't really, as she goes from, you guys come to some of these go from village to village. You eventually, just find out there's been nothing. You've hit two, three now villages, and she does a good job at interviewing people and looking around, investigating, but nobody seems to know anything about this caravan you guys are looking for. And
They've just up and vanished like a fart in the wind.
They haven't come this far.
Are the people willing to talk
yeah,
to us?
yeah, there's
We have
not
to keep
much.
going deeper.
Yeah, there's not much.
Should I intimidate? Should I use my classic intimidate?
Tell us where they're
Intimidate the
at.
forest.
I know you say they're not here, but I believe you're there. Well, she seems to be. What did you say? Intimidate the forest?
Yeah.
I'm staring back at every rock I see.
Those rocks.
You can certainly try to intimidate those nosy rocks if you want to.
Oh.
Okay.
It just seems like they haven't gotten this far yet. Maybe, we have to keep going.
How many
Deeper and deeper.
have you seen in the last week
What's that?
come through? How many other caravans have you seen come through here in the last week?
That's a good question.
They've had the last village you stop at. I'm not gonna bother with any name details. They just, was talking to Nye. They were basically, we had someone coming by that had, a bunch of grains and stuff from the north that were bringing from village to village for those that are looking for baking goods, and that was about a week ago. And that uh, was a welcome sight, as some of these people. Well, there's a lot of different foodstuffs here. There's certain things that they don't have, so there's some trading and bartering and buying in that case. And then they've had, if you're looking within the last couple of weeks, about three different ones. None of them describe the way you guys are looking for. They're more common tradesfolk that stop at these towns from place to place to.
Um, can Oglook ask about um, any known threats, like bandits or monsters that prey on travelers, that they would know about? Any things they'd
Yeah,
be cautious
I-
about?
Those Oni spirits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's belief that there's some hateful spirits out there that everyone has to be careful of. But most you'll see little charming wards, and little look like small handcrafted,
Okay.
like, again, sort of like the wards, like the kind of totem type of things that people will hang on doors and stuff that are supposed to, this will protect us from the Oni. And then there's, it's
So
always
there's no bandit groups or anything.
now, not so much that. There's almost a belief that the forest seems to weed out the banditry type of things. They haven't really heard too much of that. So when you interview, it's like it's very like it's been months since I remember the last time we've heard about any criminal groups, because most of the time those types will flee into the forest to get away from those in pursuit, and we let them do so, even knowing that perhaps we'll never see the goods we lost there, but we also will never see them as likely either.
Yeah, it's a small price to pay.
Yeah. So now there's certainly occasionally someone comes across a bear or something, an angry one, or a cub that a mother bear thinks is threatened, or some wild woodland creature. There's supposedly some what they call they call them spirit wolves, but are not actually spirits, that are kind of out there. They're a little more like snow colored wolves and stuff. They don't tend to get near the pathways and stuff, but occasionally one will be out there, and it might at least seem threatening to travelers, but as long as everybody stayed on the road, there's very few even dangers from the wildlife either. So it
Camp
seems
off
like,
the road, guys.
yeah, it seems pretty like there's sort of a kind of a understanding between the residents of these villages and the forest itself. Seems like a peaceful coexistence.
Yeah, if they respect the forest doesn't horribly send
Right.
enemies after them.
But eventually, when you guys finally come up on the fourth village, that's when Nye strikes a little bit of gold for what you're looking at. It's a town by the name of Ayachi, and when she comes into there, it starts asking around. When she hits uh, one of the kind of watering holes, runs into someone and says, it was like, oh yeah, yeah, I saw them. I saw them. They were, they'd stopped here to rest. They didn't stay in the town, but they had come in because they were asking questions about that old lost road there that splits off and branches towards Mankai, but that nobody uses anymore because the forest seems to be reclaiming it. But they thought it would help speed up their journey if they were to take that and save them a little bit of time.
You're telling me they basically went off-roading
That was their first
in this
mistake.
forest? Is this a horror movie?
Let's not take the regular road.
Yeah.
That one was spooky.
I know this sick shortcut, guys. You can save hours off our trip.
We've
Off
seen
our multi-week trip. You really want to get there at 6 p.m.? No, think how cool it would be to show up at 1.
we've been traveling for 3 months, and this will save us 4 hours. Definitely worth it. If you yeah, he's like, I told them it was Bad's idea, but they thought it'd be a little bit interesting, and maybe they'd learn something. They thought, well, I told them you'll learn something probably, but
I'll
Yeah.
think they
Pride comes before the fall.
perhaps the most important lesson they've learned in their whole life.
I don't think the society is vetting their employees properly.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
they forgot to mention that to the first group. They're like, wait, maybe we should tell them about this whole place for you
Maybe we should
guys.
just stay. So who's dumber, them for doing it, or us for trying to follow?
Yeah, we have to
Go
go
this
down
road,
that
but-
path. Damn.
Yeah, let's go to the road where nobody ever comes back from. It'll be fine.
So
Uh,
one of the things you guys could do, and certainly could be worthwhile, depending on what Nye and anybody else wants to aid her in this. There's some discussion, and now there's other people popping up and saying, "Oh yeah, there's an old creek out there, that I hear has a hunted fox the size of a horse." So they're all talking about it, and there's some maybe some discussions on what actually lies out there. So if anybody wants, if you have hunting lore, which I don't know if anybody has that would work, or more nature checks, or if anybody wants to talk about, interview some of these people about what you could expect along this trail, you could use survival as sort of a tracking an indication of what you might be able to find on the trail as far as tracks and other hazards and surviving it. You could pick some people, someone who might want to attempt to investigate that. I know Nye's been sort of the forefront with her diplomacy, but does she want to be the one to throw down a nature check and see what she can learn about the forestry area you're heading? Assuming you guys are thinking about heading that way. Now, if you're not following their trail, that's different.
Well, I think we have to follow the trail.
Is
Yeah,
anyone
we gotta follow the trail.
else skilled in hunting or survival?
I could attempt to intimidate the lore.
I'm skilled in survival.
Well, you're gonna do
I'll do
the.
nature.
I'll do a survival then, and if anyone to assist with either of them.
Does anybody?
And
I'll use I'll use guidance on both of them. I can do that for them
Right.
once an hour.
Once an
Yeah,
hour
yeah,
type of thing.
right,
So you're,
plus
you're trying to
one.
give them a little boost. Here, well, maybe you can find out some more things. Does anybody have hunting lore? I'm guessing that that's a little bit unlikely, but if you do happen to have it,
No,
I skipped out in those classes.
my
like we
My-
we know Ogthuk and skills are not soon to meet.
Yeah.
You guys, if
Yeah,
you
no,
guys have some like
I
holes in
would've
your
made a
boots,
character.
I can like fix them for you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would have, if I'd understood how the game worked, I would have made a much more skill-heavy character. But they're like,
Right.
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'll yell at people. Nork, that's fine. And that's my one.
I'm really
I
good at
can't
yelling.
even repair stuff.
I don't suppose your crafting is going to fix any holes in the story you find that somebody might tell you, right?
Hey.
Dun-dun-dun.
Oh, no, I got a plus 7.
Well, that story seems full of holes. I'm going to try to patch it up for you.
Oh, come on.
Ooh, oh, somebody got a roll.
All right, so Ash, as you're going through this, you're getting pretty good information on what to expect on that trail. You feel fairly confident that you have knowledge that'll help the group on what to expect and what to watch out for along the trail. Now, you have probably your one hero point available to you if you don't like that roll, or
I'm not using it yet.
yeah, or you might want to save it because you've heard a few things so far that make you a little nervous about what might be ahead of you. So,
Can I do Arcana check to know anything about any
I mean,
magic
you
from
can
this
certainly
region?
try.
Or like from the forest spirits?
Yeah, not much. They just,
Would that be like more religion?
they're like,
Because I have religion.
it is, it is a spiritual thing when you have those, when you have kami envelop with you and join, and you'll see these, visions that at times can be quite illuminating, and you can learn much from it and allow them, be at peace when you are one with them.
Oh, maybe those were those eyes. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. I would like to make a general. I don't know if it'd be a religion check or if it would be something so special I couldn't know because I'm not from this culture. But just like the general idea of what like an evil oni or an aggressive.
Go ahead and throw down a religion
Is that-
check. Give you an
Okay.
idea if you remember anything in kind of your.
Not much. No,
Yeah. You're right.
I never thought I'd be out here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if my mic keeps making noise. The cat. I keep tossing him off my desk and then he gets back.
I understand that completely.
And
So
he's chewing my monitor and nothing. So
And who's winning, the monitor or the cat?
I think the monitor's old though, so I can't have it go out. I can't even afford to buy new shoes right now, so I can't afford to lose my computer monitor.
So the shoeing is partially in defense of the monitor you don't want to lose. All right.
Yeah.
So as you guys are kind of finished up and you're heading out, there's kind of a little area to kind of meet and prep for your departure. There's a little fountain in the middle of this town, and like a little stage area where people come up, and you kind of come out and start, to get your stuff ready when you hear the sounds of some alarms going off.
Oh no.
Oh,
Wait, what? Can I? What is this? People yelling alarm? Do they have like a bell, or do they literally have like I'd like to know what the alarms are.
There's people,
Like magical?
shouting that, there's, trouble, trouble, type of thing.
Okay.
They're, calling for aid and hoping to get, people to rally to them, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay, that's fair.
And when you come out, you could see, like, there's these strange kind of purple, probably fey type of creatures because they're not that big and they have wings, kind of devious little looking faces. So you come out and you see, oh, they don't have wings. Never mind. Uh, they're scurrying around. They have these little like weapons on hand, which obviously makes you think they're probably not well intending.
Yeah, that's not good.
Strange imps.
So much for the forest being peaceful.
Yeah.
And
Are they related to goblins?
Yeah, really.
Dude,
they don't appear to be that you could tell, but what do you know?
Yeah.
more like gremlins and goblins.
Oh, maybe.
But as you guys hear, let's see how fast you react to it. You guys were gathering together, so the only thing you really have an option is
Perception.
how fast you perceive this danger to the township.
Initiative perception.
Yeah.
One. Yes, of course.
Well, there we go.
Favorite thing.
Ash is back. That's the rolls we expect. Did everybody get their initiatives down yet?
I'm trying to find it. I appeared to have forgotten.
On the top page. It's
on the
main page.
action tab too. There's
Or
a,
the action tab.
at the
Yeah.
top of there. You can also find the initiative.
There we go.
I don't have. Oh,
In
you
it,
guys
too.
rolled the skill initiative, not. So I'll put it in for you. There's an initiative for perception that's separate from the skill sheet.
I don't mind re-rolling.
I wonder why.
Practice.
Yeah, I'd like to roll.
Um,
Daniel, lovely.
so Og, who's on edge, glances about quickly, seeing if he can figure out where these devious little creatures are coming from.
It's the stones.
He goes charging Husters,
Devious
whacking
puzzle.
at a rock. You can kind of see to your northeast. Where did I put you, actually?
We're in the.
I was looking
West.
at. Oh, he's up at the
West of the-
north.
I don't have a map. So
The map didn't get to you?
no.
Assault wild.
Oh, there we go.
Village Assault A.
There we go.
Wait, can't let you know that.
It's a
How do we know?
So, you could see them. I don't know how. I mean, you could probably check the distance by targeting one. They're quite a few feet 10, 20, 30, 25,
40.
40 to 50 range with a diagonal aspect
good.
of them. And they're
Area
currently
four.
chasing off some of the villagers, threatening them at the moment.
Are they? So they're threatening, but not like actively stabbing.
Well,
Wait, what am I saying? Who cares?
that's right.
It looks like they have intent to stab.
All right. Well, I'll do what I typically do,
Oh,
which
no.
is what he's expecting something new. I would like to buff magic weapon onto my big friend here.
Okay.
That's funny. You have that. Shoot, I didn't know that.
Oh, there could be a lot of buffing.
I'm trying to target him.
You got Hundar.
Yeah, it did actually work. Okay,
Yep.
so then I use this. So it works. You got it?
Hundar, let's see. Nope, he doesn't have it yet. For some reason,
Oh, no, that's right. It's this. You have a D12, right, Hundar?
Like, he'll get an extra
There we
D12.
go.
yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
you
There we
gotta
go.
do that. Yeah.
And I am out of range, I believe, to throw my signature weapon. Oh my god.
Well, you can, but each increment you're -2.
Well, what is my range?
So if you were to click that one, I'm guessing he's somewhere around 45 feet-ish or so. If you
Well,
control,
I'll move.
well, you only have one action left,
Okay,
right?
I'll-
Because magic is
It's magic 2?
should
Two,
be.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, then I'll just charge 4. That's fine with me.
How far do you want to move? That's
Yeah.
20. How far can you move? Probably a little further than that.
It's probably 25. So,
I mean, you can certainly
I'll
stop
do
there. All right, you come up.
I'll stand there.
Ah, you look very intimidating. Why does that pop up
See
with a
if
big?
I can take a hit.
Ah,
Devious purple fey guy.
I don't like the looks of that guy. 25. Oh, look, he gets there. 30. Aha! Comes up. Look at you. You're ugly, aren't you? Really too tall.
So, yeah, like I should have intimidated instead of moved that.
Oh!
Ouch.
Well, I was thinking about making a different character.
These guys are very strong, thankfully.
They got little knives.
Yeah.
That was my. Oh, okay, that's not.
It
That was
actually
my-
doubles up their negative damage, so
Wow.
they actually go from -2 damage to -4, so yes.
I feel like that isn't how that should work. I feel
Yeah.
like that might be a macro problem.
Hey, look! You don't bleed very well. Let me see if I can't help some of my friends. Alright, if you have opportunity attack, you could take it, but this guy's gonna run around. And
Oh, I should have raised my shield. Oh man, I'm bad at this.
you need to get good
I'm
at this
pretty
game.
sure that
3 weeks off is a tough time.
It's not good. I've just never haven't had enough life experience too. Yeah. Do I just take a swing with my weapon?
You don't
Is
have
my weapon
opportunity.
out?
You don't have.
To do it.
You don't have it.
It's a special. You have to have it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I stand here and bleed.
God. That brings up Nye. What would you like to do? You got that thing there. You got your rippers nearby, the other side of the orc.
Did I send Ripper to attack it?
Yeah, you could start with your first action to command Ripper, and you can have Ripper run up there and try to bite the thing.
I'll do that.
Okay, where do you want Ripper?
Right here.
Oh yeah, flanking.
All right. So do you want to finish Ripper's combat first, and
Sure.
then use your last 2 actions? We can do that out of the way. So Ripper can get up there. Don't worry about it. If you want to just attack, I'll put in the +2. Or
Okay.
if you have Ripper highlighted, you should be able to hit the little flat-footed button down there to indicate that
Yeah.
that it's got it, and it should add that bonus to the attack.
I hit it.
Okay, and then go ahead and have Ripper try her jaws on it, or his jaws. I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Snap, snap, snap.
Bang.
Okay, that does not look like it's gonna hurt.
Who taught you how to fight? Hog suck throwing javelin?
All right, so you have 2 more actions left on Nye, which you could use in any way you feel most beneficial.
Guess I'll do a spell. How far away am I from it?
If you control click on him, it'll tell you how far you are.
Only 15 from the closest one.
Yeah, that's 20 actually because of the diagonal rule.
20.
Yeah.
Oh, diagonal.
I highlighted it for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So I have you targeting it. What are you thinking about casting?
Maybe Ray of Frost?
That sounds definitely worthwhile giving a shot to. So you fire off a ray of frost to see if you can't chill this guy out.
Oh, accidentally double clicked.
Unfortunately, I usually take the first. Sorry.
It's fine.
So your ray of frost goes over. You after seeing it, you imagined how you might have changed the angle a little bit and would have hit. So you feel confident that maybe next time you'll have a better shot at it. But unfortunately, in this case, it's not going to quite get there. Probably trying to shoot over top of Ripper and not catch him or her. Just don't know. But that brings up Hundar, who probably going to do some sort of
movement. Is diagonal movement always 10 feet, or is it like the first
5,
one? is-
then 10, 5,
The
then
other
10.
one?
Okay,
Yeah.
so I can get all the way over here then, correct? With 2 moves.
Yep, 45 feet.
45.
All right, so I'm going to rage and I'm going to sudden charge.
And look, not to distract. Looking at the system, like I'm really excited for the system to get just more material because I mean material it has is really good. So I'm excited about it. I genuinely think this is a great system.
Oh yeah, you have the magic weapon. splat. Why is everything going so
Nice.
big damage? Like that thing is annihilated. Almost. It's not actually dead yet, but boy, the blood splatter on the thing
That blood.
is just awful. What are you doing to these poor creatures?
Burn.
All right. Ah! That hurt. That other one looks dumber and easier. Uh,
Can't get past it.
Undar agrees.
Dumber. Hey, no problem. So we both been intelligence.
Yes.
All right, we are equal. We both got C's in high school. Okay.
it doesn't want anything to do. It's worried that you might be able to aggressively attack, so it actually steps away from you, moves its second action to go get flanking on this Ogthok character, and wants nothing to do with Hundar. Comes up, gets some flat-footed nature. It tries to, with its last action, stab at Ogthok.
No. See another crit showing. Man, I should have raised my shield. Wow, +9. What race are these? How do I roll this? Casual +9.
You have to roll the devious purple Fey race.
Oh. Okay, well that's
That
don't hit
didn't.
very hard.
You were flat-footed. You should have taken an extra d6. For some reason, that didn't automate. I don't know why.
You want me just to roll these?
Nah, I'll do it. So you took 3 more, and I'll pile that on to Ogthok.
So if I understand, if I had a shield, would that have broken the shield? Would it have absorbed?
Well, your shield could have absorbed it all, yeah, because it would have only been 4 points of damage. And your shield's probably a steel shield. So, you don't. I don't think you have shield block as a. Did you get shield block?
As a
I
feat,
can't
no.
remember if you took shield block as a feat, because that would be.
No,
The only,
I believe it came as part of my class, something like that. Did
yeah, I could.
or
Brett-
feat?
Brett, would that
Maybe not.
Yeah, you have shield block. You could have blocked it.
just a 1 point because of the -2, or
No, that's
like
that's precision damage.
Oh.
So it
Okay.
has the ability to do extra damage if it catches anybody flat-footed.
Got it.
Hard and still. Go ahead.
Question: is there a flat-footed for acting for someone in this?
There are some classes
But it's
or
not
feats
universal.
yeah, but it's not universal. You have to have the class.
So weird. Wait. What's the Fey number? It's weird. It won't let me target it'll only let me target Fey 2.
They're both Fey too.
Oh, they're both Fey
Why are
2.
they both Fey too?
Like they're showing up as. Because the blood is so large. That's its
Blood.
entire circle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's covering everything.
You want to go?
Yeah.
Are you trying to shoot at the far one? Are you trying to get both?
No, I'm gonna get both with
Electric,
electric
arc.
arc.
All right, let me get it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at. I think it's probably these blood splatter.
The two that are around Ogthuk.
That was like a comedy routine. Minnie and fall back and forth. They're both Fey too. They're both Fey too. Then, like almost quietly in the background,
Yeah.
why are they both faced? That genuinely made me laugh.
You're right. They both are showing up as Fey too.
Yeah, isn't that
Even the
weird?
really injured one. I'm gonna move it.
And I can't. And it's not letting me double. Oh, there we go. Okay, once you moved it away, I could target the other one.
Okay, did you get them both now?
Yeah, I got them both.
I'm gonna have to turn that one off.
Alright.
Trying to remember how to turn it off.
All right.
Yeah, the blood
here
splat.
comes an
It's just so much
electric
blood
arc.
everywhere. You can't ignore it. Oh, they did not do so well. One of them takes double damage from your.
Yay! Come on, big roll. Ooh, all right, not bad. Max damage. Woohoo!
One dies.
All
and the other one
right.
is critically wounded. Of course, you
And
bloodied
speaking of
that
critic-
one, so now we got another large blood splattered area.
Awesome. And I'm going to put up my shield.
Shield spell, pop.
Yeah. Should I just do the star? What is that thing? A star? Is that what I click? Or do I have to?
You
click
could try the
effect
star.
on-
I don't remember if
Try the
it
star?
works on this one yet. Otherwise, the little person
No,
will
I
definitely
don't
work.
Yeah, I don't think it did anything. All right.
Yeah, it'll show up in
so,
your character as
boom.
AC circumstance 1. Blah, blah, blah.
Boom.
All right.
Right. Okay. Got it.
Aha! Avoid the big
All
dumb
done.
one. This guy's easy to hit.
All cries a single tear.
And again, as seeing you being able to flank you, it comes in viciously to try to swipe at you with its first short sword attack.
Oh, it hit.
I really gotta start. No, I have AC 18.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm flat-footed.
you're flat-footed. If you'd put up your
Yeah.
shield, though.
I forgot. I genuinely forgot it was an option.
Oh, well, it did 1 point of damage plus the d6. I don't know why the flat-footed thing is just not working. I wonder if I have to
Why
apply
did
flat-footed.
why did the D6 do 1 point of damage? It should be Oh, because it does minimum.
It always
one,
has
right?
to be able to do one, yes. All right, Agthuk, you took...
What? I have a question though. Is the precision damage added before or after the negative?
It's part of the same. It all
So
combines.
wouldn't it be -2 then? So it'd be 3 instead of 5?
Oh, yeah, I guess you could say that it didn't come off of that. So, yeah, that probably would work on that. I actually don't know how that works, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to say sure, since it's additive to there. All right, so I gave you back 2 points. So you're halfway. You could take this all day. All right, it's taking a second swipe at you with its short sword. Hey, look,
Ah.
you aren't going to be hit by every attack, so that's something. Oh, Ash, I forgot you were in this group.
Did you roll 10?
I'm going to move this out of the way in case you're trying to shoot at a different one.
I thought I moved that blow with my mouse scroll.
All right.
Because it timed it quite nicely. That was weird.
I'm gonna target the one. I'm going to do hunter prey.
So Fey 1.
Yeah,
He does have a bit of cover from where you're at.
yeah, but because he's my hunted prey,
Oh, you
my
did-
cover,
no, yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's cool.
and then do I hit the 2 strike? I think, or do I need? I forgot on that.
If you're going to be doing the, if you're going to be,
Use the
yeah,
funds.
if you're going to be using, all you really have to do is say you're going to be doing your,
But the fleur.
yeah, the flurry. Then, I think it's hunted shot that comes with that. So your hunted shot, it's essentially you're just taking 2 strikes for 1 action. And you just tell me that you don't have to let the little person. That's just as like a notation to let you know that that's what that skill does.
All right.
There's a cat tail going over the screen right now.
All right. So I think I have it all set that I should be able to attack now.
So you're
Right.
taking a couple of pop shots. First at the normal attack. Second at the. No, yay! Some things never change. What?
Oh,
You get flat on the ground.
And then I'll take my second action as a shot.
It'll be your third action.
As yeah, my third shot.
Yeah, sorry, you're cutting out a little bit again, by the way.
Sorry.
But we'll see the results.
Of course.
Well, at least the one you actually had a really decent chance of hitting with. That's the one you rolled the lowest on, just to make sure. But that's all 3 reactions. So let's go ahead and go back to the
Is that all 3 or is that actually only
hunted was your first. Your double shot was your second, and then your final shot was your third action.
Yeah, I forgot the hunted bee.
Ogduck.
All right.
Now Ripper is helping you flank the devious purple Fey number 3.
I can't even target it. Oh, no, yeah, I can. I go this way.
just get the blood spot.
You're also still targeting. Looks like you're.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I don't have my weapon out, I don't believe, so I'm going to raise my shield.
1 action.
See if I can remember how to do that.
There's a little
yeah.
button on the
Boom,
action
boom.
page.
Yeah,
A little circle.
you dragged the purple Fey away from me, too. That's fine.
I did it just in case you
Oh.
needed to target it a little easier.
Um,
I'm trying to remember how to turn
down
this off.
11 points. No one else is even hurt. I'll pull out my weapon, which will be another action, and then I will attack with my weapon. My orc next, literally.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Hey, boom.
Boom.
And that's my turn.
Well done. You actually have a shield up too, which is unheard of.
Sometimes it's hard to remember. I should have just gotten a two-hander. So
Yeah. Because who wants to block incoming damage and take less damage?
I mean, they can't hurt me if they
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Try to
So
remember.
Nye, you got your wolf in the vicinity, but you'd have to order it to move and attack if you wanted it to go after the next Fey.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you want to take your first action, have Ripper go. What's Ripper's
Yes.
move?
Can
I
you put it right here?
Well, you'd want to get them all the way to.
Well, you could attack
Next.
Ogthuk that way, but from that point, you still can't attack the Fey.
Keep.
Hey, let her do her thing. Maybe she wants Hundar to be able to flank because she's seen Ogthuk's
Hundar will
ability.
flank.
I stopped.
And if you want to, you can start with Ripper's jaw strike
Yes.
against it.
And do I need to put flat
Nope,
foot?
not this time. It has to be on the opposite side of one of your allies to be able to flank it.
Oh, dear.
So close.
Yeah, it currently smells blood on Ogthuk, and you're trying to keep Ripper from actually going after Ogthuk
Licking
instead.
it
Yeah,
off.
like, oh look, fresh meat. Ogthuk look good. All right, so you still have a couple of actions left on your druid.
On Ripper?
No, on your druid.
Or not? Yeah. Okay. Do I have any spells that could attack that, or do I need to move?
Let's see. I'll highlight you. The distance to that is 35 feet. I think it's 30 feet with Freya Frost, isn't it?
Okay, I'll move a bit then.
So you won't be able to attack this round because you only have 2 actions left.
Okay.
Ray of Frost is 120 feet.
Oh, Ray of Frost
Yeah.
is 120. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Most of them are
Yeah.
30.
I'll do
Ray's
that.
that. Oh, so you could go ahead and fire away. There's a little bit of cover there, but I'll take that into consideration in case you roll higher than a 1.
Do I control click the?
It's it's targeted now. I targeted it for you, so you don't have to. But yeah, control quick. Wait, you got yourself targeted too. I took that off. All right, you're lined up. You got that devious little Fey there.
Please roll something good. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. You're saving it for the really tough stuff. This doesn't look like it's worth it.
Yeah, this is like you're like a closer that's in like too early.
Yeah. Then ends up giving a grand slam like Chapman does or something, right?
Right.
All right. Brings up Hundar, who strides over here with his first action. Very angrily swiping at this Fey that he's got caught flat-footed. Yep. Oh, I don't think this is going to end well for it, but you never know. Oh,
Oh, 22. Cut him right in half.
slash. Comes down with a heavy swipe of his great axe, chops through the thing, and it collapses on the ground. And there's much rejoicing in the town as people are coming over and thanking you guys for protecting him against these horrible little beasts. Looking over them, other than kind of cheapish short swords, they don't have much on them. But the villagers are extremely grateful for what you guys had done, fending off these rampaging little monsters.
We figure out what they are.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, that worked up such an appetite for a Ogthuk, he says, looking around.
Think we can eat them?
Yeah.
Oh, we probably could.
What is a
I mean, that's
These
a
things
good
are like
idea.
goblin.
I was just trying to get free food, but this is also free food.
Somebody recognizes them as Jenkins. They are some sort of, like gremlin,
Weird. Gremlin evil.
evil little gremlin types. And they're a little concerned. It's like, we've never heard of these around here. That's just a very strange thing to see in our forest. But I suppose out there, out in the deeper forest, it's possible. But they want to extend their thanks to you guys And in thanks, I'm going to throw it on the party sheet inventory. Oh, you guys got a few items up there too. Still, a couple minor healing potions and an animal staff. Oops. They give you a couple alchemist fires that you're
Ooh.
that there's an alchemist in the town that's happy to provide them for you. So if anybody wants to throw a little Molotov cocktail type of bomb,
Is that based off dexterity, essentially?
Yeah.
yeah,
Probably shouldn't be me.
sounds
Yeah.
exactly like something that Ogthuk would do. Then,
I mean, I've got a 14.
yeah,
I
see,
mean, I throw a fire. How do I multi-class into throwing fire? How do I attach these to my javelin?
he's, he's up there trying to take, like he's like got rope, but he's trying to tie it to it. So he's got this giant, like 50-foot rope wrapped around the end of his javelin with a sort of tenuous alchemist fire attached to it. But I threw that in there. That's part of your guys' party treasure, so you take it.
I'm
None of that's going to change anybody's encumbrance. So
I'm thinking we really should let Thea use that staff.
she could certainly do so if she ever wants to. I don't know.
Plus two
Oh
to
yeah,
nature.
no direction.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, circus bonus to nature checks.
yeah, and gives us summon animals. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Take that.
and
Take that,
no
Druid.
direction, which could come in handy with if you ever rely on Ash to actually use nature to find you guys, a north compass point because we've seen how he rolls. So, all right, why don't I'll go ahead and. So, if you ever wanted to, for Nye, do you know how to? This is a good question. Do you know how to open up the party sheet? Do you know where that is?
Um,
Upper right hand corner is like something that looks like sort of like the top side, the three people, a little square
Yes,
box.
I
If
see
you
it.
click that, you'll see some tabs down the right hand side. The third one down is
Yes.
inventory. If you grab the little red box, it's I think a dragon.
okay.
And drag that
Oh,
to
what?
the inventory tab on your character sheet. You're able to move it over that way from the party sheet to your character.
For the staff.
For the animal staff, yeah, everybody thinks you should have that.
Oh, I forgot.
Are you on the inventory tab of your character sheet?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you drag it to where you see all the other gear, like your winter clothing and your holly and mistletoe. Just see if you can grab that red box, hold it down. Yep, there you go. Perfect. I don't probably did not automate this, so in that case,
Yes, there we go.
So for the time being, do you want that to be what you kind of hold on to? Normally, you're holding your long spear. But do you want it?
Yeah, I'd rather have the staff.
Okay, so with staff in hand, I'm going to give you a +2 bonus to your nature check. I'll have to set that up for automation though, because there is a way for one you have it equipped that'll automatically add those points, but I'll fix that at another date. And the same goes for anything else that anybody wants to grab off of there. If you're like, hey, I'd like to take one of the potions.
Oh,
Or...
It can
You're cutting out again there, Ash.
hold on. Is that any better?
Yes, that was
Oh
crystal
yeah,
clear.
much better.
Does anyone else have sneak ability?
I do.
The wizard.
I can sneak. Hey, does this town by any chance have a place where they might sell a healer's kit? Kind of forgot to pick one of those up back in town.
Yeah, they have someone in there. Since it's a little outside of the normal
Just
township
in case
places.
you need somebody to do medicine.
Yeah, they have. Do you have the ability? I guess you could do treat wounds.
I
and
do,
stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
Do you have the money to buy a medicine kit?
What's it, 50? I
Was
don't
it
know.
50 or 20?
Items. Let me find it.
I think it, but I could be wrong.
That's not it.
Class kit? No, what was that?
Healing
gear?
kit.
Under
It's a
gear?
healing kit, not a medicine kit. Yeah.
Healing kit. All right, healing. Shoot, it's not coming up.
Wait,
on
why is it
here.
not coming up for mine either? Do I not have all the right books open?
Is it gear?
Core rules. Heal. Healer's tools. There it is.
Healer.
So you confused me with the kit words. Oh, 50 silver.
Oh, there it is. Healer's tool. 50 silver. All right. Yeah, I got that.
I got it.
I will take it off.
All right.
Thanks.
So like, yeah, we can give you one of those. We'll give you a discount. It'll be 49 since you helped save the town.
All right. Thanks.
I'll cut off 5 silver. Actually, they're very pleased with you guys coming in, showing up out of the blue, and there's a couple people grumbling that maybe your guys is the reason these creatures showed up. It's fine around here till this group showed up.
Hey, that's only probably true.
Those orcs probably brought them.
It's probably like fleas on an orc. Gosh darn it. You're infested with gremlins again, aren't you? You forgot to wear your gremlin collar to kind of shake him off.
Shake them
Yes.
off. Shake them off.
Yeah.
So while we're waiting, I guess Ogthug, do you have a healer's kit?
Look, Ackluck doesn't believe in
we
skills,
used-
remember?
I should have a healer's kit. No, I don't. Somebody here does because we used it. we used the healer's kit. Who has it?
That might even
I
be
believe
on
it's one of
Nye, for that matter, to be honest.
I have one.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, good. You guys all. So we have that covered.
Yeah, I have the tools. I have your tools.
So somebody should try to heal Ogthug, right?
Yeah, if you don't
How
want
does
to
that
use,
work? Only one person can do
only
it?
one person could do it. Another person could try to aid if they want to and hope they don't make it worse.
Mess it up.
What time of day is it?
I'll try to aid because I think Nike is better.
It's about midday
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, then you do that.
And so we know how I roll
look at that.
That
usually.
was nice.
Apparently, if it's
Look at
not
that.
for himself, he's capable of doing well.
Helping.
Yeah. Now, if this was to heal you, then you'd be screwed.
To roll the but there would only be those 2 digits.
So who's doing? Is Nye the one that's going to try to do a treat wounds?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and roll a medicine check.
15 or over.
And you get a +2 on that. We'll just add that by
Yeah.
19. All
Nice
right.
job.
So there is the first plus on there should say 2d8. You'll drag and drop that on top of Ogthug. Or you could target him, but it's probably just easier. Oh, I'm going to get rid of the things.
Incoming 3. Calling
Wait,
it.
it says 1d8.
That's the damage one, probably, if you're looking at 1d8. As much as, sometimes people want to damage Ogthug.
Are you talking about the actual spell or just the...
The treat wounds.
Yeah.
The treat wounds healing kit is on your character sheet. If you scroll down, you'll see treat wounds trained. There's like the little asterisk. And then the second one should be a plus, a little red plus, like the red cross. That'll say 2d8
Nice.
heal.
Skills or actions?
Actions.
Okay.
There's a little bit to learn here, especially someone has been doing this now for 2 years almost.
There we go. I was looking under heal.
Not to mention that we've been playing Fantasy Grounds forever.
Yeah, I
So
think
just
it's
drag it
supposed
over
to-
all
Yeah,
top.
just drop it on Og, see what he's got. Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, nice.
Straight down average,
Nice.
so he feels much better.
One really good, one really bad.
So, but Og, you got a little bit of, there's a little soreness in that shoulder where you got hits with that short sword, but otherwise you feel pretty good.
I'm gonna feel that in the morning.
Um,
Do we see where those things came from? Maybe you guys can.
no,
track 'em.
because the alarm came out and all of a sudden they were just, you guys
Yeah.
running and they were just kind of there running around stabbing at people.
Dang.
So,
I'll never understand these like miniature monster plans. Just like 10 of them attacking the town and stabbing.
It's like a death wish.
hey, maybe if you guys hadn't have been there, this is the polite. If you think about it, if you've ever watched any like mystery theater or any like the murder mystery shows, right? And it's like, listen, I always joke around, but that if you see like Hercule Poirot come, then you should leave immediately because someone's going to get
Yeah.
murdered, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, no. So if a band of adventurers come into your town, it's like, kind of bad enough there's going to be creatures or something awful is going to happen to our town because this doesn't happen until these guys show up.
I didn't even exist in the narrative until you showed up.
Suddenly, I'm like walking around and things were being on me, and I didn't even know I existed. I was peacefully oblivious to the world. Yeah, exactly. Um, Other than that, you guys got a little bit of town left, and you know that there's this kind of little trail off to the east that nobody's supposed to take that the caravan took. Um,
Well, are we just gonna?
We
What
go
time
right
of day
away?
is it?
Yeah, what time of
Yeah.
day is it?
about halfway through the day.
No, we got plenty
We
of
have
time.
time.
Like, we should probably go. Yeah.
Pursue. Yeah, who knows? They could still be alive.
Oh, speaking of which, right? One little detail I forgot to mention that as Ardensil, um, Ardensil mentions that the one guy's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, that was 6 weeks ago. Good luck."
Oh, 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That's when we saw him
That's
out there.
actually before the.
All right, maybe they're not alive.
Maybe the shortcut is really meandering.
Maybe they're stuck in some sort of time void.
Yeah, that's possible. Well, all those spirits out there.
What's time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
6 second,
No,
6 second increments. Remember,
Yeah.
that's what your watch has. A whole bunch of 6 second ticking points.
It needs to be very large to really be readable.
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, we
Well,
still
like
might
I
as
mean,
well
what
go,
lasts
right?
more than a minute? So all
Let's
you
go.
really need is 10 of them, and it just keeps going around and around and around. So you
Let's
you
go.
start heading out
Yeah.
towards the east, and you can see the first thing you notice about this is that path is pretty choked with snow drifts. It makes it pretty difficult for a wagon to traverse easily. Sorry, just thinking about this group going, look at that shortcut with all the snow drifts that we can't move through very well. That'll be the right way to go. It's sort of funny. And when there's that snow drifts, there's all these like roots and coming tree roots and stuff coming up that keep catching on the wagon. You guys have to start wondering whether or not it was worth taking your wagon and the horses. Maybe you should. I mean, it only takes you, 5 minutes of traveling. You realize it's going to slow your wagon speed down.
Leave the horses and the wagon back here, and then just scout ahead.
Yeah, I have.
It'll slow your
Maybe
speed
take-
down to 10 feet if you try to take the wagon with you for sure. So
Are
I
we
Let-
culpable for the wagon? Like, what is the fine print? Like, if it gets destroyed,
you have to.
are we?
You crawl under the underside of the wagon, read the small print.
Yeah.
Um,
Do we have insurance? Did we get like full coverage on this?
I didn't sign anything. Did you sign anything?
they can't.
I don't.
Well, on the bright side, maybe if this one gets stolen, you might find the other group's wagon and just say that that's the wagon that you had started with. Look at.
I think we leave the wagon, see what we can find, and if we need to come back and bring supplies through, we'll do that.
Yeah, good idea. I like that.
Yeah, it's not-
Let's find the most reliable person in this small village and entrust them with our wagon and
Well,
horses.
currently that's Ogthuk.
Well, look, you guys aren't used to having 5 people. Just you could leave Ogthuk behind. Here, you guard this. You're like, hey, we need to find the most reliable person. And Ogthuk's like, okay, I'll stay here. um, but yeah, you can find someone like, oh no, it's the least we could do after you done a great service and protected our townsfolk.
I mean, if they have a stable or like an inn that has a little.
They have a place you
Stable.
could pull it up. They certainly have a place for the horses. The wagon will just kind of be taken out back and tied down
All right.
with your.
All right. Take good care of this. There you
So
go.
you guys will grab whatever provisions you need to refill what you had done. Probably you were just eating out, the provisions you were given, and you kind of head down there. Now you could travel on foot. It's not so bad, especially with Nye there, who's quite capable. of finding an easy route for you guys. And you move along at a steady pace. But you could see that there was definitely, even 6 weeks later, somebody had tried to come through here with a caravan because you could see, you know, kind of ruts in that have been snowed over a little bit, but where it run into things and hit, some damage to the roots as you're kind of surveying the path. Does anybody want to, as we're talking, we're really getting in exploration mode, does anybody want to do anything different than, let's say, kind of searching along the trail? Does anybody want to be in stealth mode or casting spells, or, have a shield prepared because you expect to be jumped by more of these Fae? Or do you all just want to be on the lookout for signs of this caravan?
For me, I'd say look out, but I will carry my bow.
Yeah, you could have it in hand. You just won't be able to have it ready like a shield or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I'll keep my axe and shield out. My shield won't be up, but it'll be out.
Right. So you got those things held in hand, but you guys are basically looking for any signs of this caravan.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Ripper will be coming along. I mean, technically speaking, I suppose you could have, since the group's moving at a slower pace, if you didn't want to search yourself, you could have, Ripper going along trying to, sniff out a scent and stuff like that. So they could certainly do that instead of you looking. But if you want to look, because you're
Yeah, I'll have Ripper
pretty
look.
sharp-eyed, you could do that. All right, so you guys,
The,
go ahead.
the good thing is that even if they were gone 6 weeks, they're going at a third of the pace we can go.
Yeah.
True.
So just 2 weeks.
And as you're going along, it doesn't take long before you run into obvious signs that they were having problems, and why they kept going. Still kind of confused. You guys scratch your head, but you do find an abandoned wheel that was broken from one of them, and you're trying to figure out, did they end up trying to build a new wheel and add it to it, or what? But it's confusing. So either they had a 3-wheeled caravan, or or they had somehow stopped and crafted a new one. But other than the flurries that kind of drift down and cool you guys off, not much happens until you start to get the first real indication of what the kami do. You get kind of these transparent shapes coming to you, and eventually they clinging to a couple of different characters in the party. I'm just going to roll just
Ooh,
for fun.
cool.
6, of course. That would be the Ripper.
Ripper. Woohoo!
Ripper.
And Ardensil. So you get this feeling of being joined, a union of you and the spirit. Are you willing to accept it?
From what I heard, they're not bad, right?
I mean, you could throw it on a nature or religion check if you want to try to figure out if it's not bad.
Oh, well, let's see.
I mean, don't you want to try new things?
I do. I'm an explorer. I don't feel a new experience, but, I don't know. We'll see.
Did you see this happening,
I don't
by the
know.
way?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just see him getting possessed. That seems fine.
Do I know anything about it? Or,
I slowly take out my axe.
You probably had your axe out already. You're like,
Yeah, really.
now let
if
it
he
come
starts to
into
look
me.
aggressive,
Come on,
I'm
attack me.
attacking him.
All right, here we go.
So yes, you could feel it coming to you and kind of infusing into your body, and it's sort of a slow motion effect to it, right? And you start to see weird recent events in the forest. While you're kind of going along, you also see like these memories or images of drifting through the forest and seeing different events. And as you kind of infused by that, you could see that
Oh, guys, it's crazy.
yeah, whoa, what a trip. You could see some interactions was presumably from the past, and you see a kind of a flash of a caravan being beset by creatures
See
that
them.
you aren't entirely sure what they are. Um, but I'll give you the image. Now everybody else has to close their eyes because you don't know what this is.
Oh, interesting, guys. I'll tell you what I see. I'll describe it exactly like it looks in this picture.
I wonder if we're going to be able to like really visualize it.
Yeah. Holy camoly, it looks like a cat. Weird
This
It was like
cat with a lot of
a lot of legs and a long
Legs.
tail, and
That's pretty. And there's a bunch of them.
in your vision, it feels like it.
Oh boy, look at that.
What
And
is this thing? This is wrong.
does the image give me any landmarks that I can see? Like
Well, it's definitely along
terrain-wise?
a trail that looks very snow covered and
somewhere
narrow.
down this trail. I think this is what happened. These little whatever folk are giving me a vision.
And then what you see that's a little bit strange is there's some sort of humanoid,
Oh,
sort of cloaked maybe. Um, Difficult to really figure out. Oh man, especially since I don't remember the name of the humanoid.
Oh, there's a humanoid too.
That
Maybe it's controlling these things.
well, unusual looking, unusual looking creature, and it seems to be harassing those in the caravan as well, but not like the strange eight-legged cat thing, but more like darting in and out, looking like perhaps trying to get inside the caravan itself as opposed to attacking those. But as you watch this, as the cat thing is harassing them and it's seeming to aggressively going after them, this fox type thing seems to I don't gosh doesn't help when the name's at the bottom of it. Seems to be darting in and out trying to get to it. This
This is the cloaked figure.
yeah, and at one point like the hood kind of comes down and then you really get a good view of its face. For some reason it looks like just the kind of like if you were to be a fox person, you just think, man, I would name myself Dorobu.
That's bizarre.
I already know what I'd be called and everything. No, it's not a person.
Now, if you have society, in this case, you might be able to recognize what type of creature it is.
Oh yeah, I do have society.
It's a DC of 10.
Oh, that's easy. I can do that on a good day.
Oh,
shit.
go ahead.
You're putting yourself
yourself
I
up.
believe that's a green
I'd say
dragon.
Uh,
Guys, there's a fox-shaped green dragon harassing the caravan.
Yeah, some fox thing, like dressed like a samurai
Make up a name because you think that's what it is.
with a flute.
It's called.
oh, it's a fox flute.
Yeah.
I've read about these fox flute creatures. They very very trickster-like and
Related to that parakeet you were talking about earlier?
yes, it's a parakeet.
Got a tail, a lot like the other thing has a tail. So, I say they're on the same side.
Everything with a tail
No-
clearly is
no good.
united. This is one of the rules of this forest. If you have a tail, you are allied with other creatures with tails.
That's right.
Oh no, Rippers again.
I don't get to see like
Oh,
how the encounter ended or anything, right? It's just kind of like a
No,
flash of this.
you don't really know. It looks
Wow.
like it was, they were harassing it, and eventually it looks like that strange fox creature might have gotten inside the caravan and came out with maybe a sack in its hands.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe then once we get on a little bit more, you guys can look for fox tracks. Although he probably has feet. Is he wearing boots?
Meanwhile, Ripper is trying to, you know, kind of, oh, I don't know, bark? What does Ripper do?
Owls?
Owl.
How?
I mean, I kind of think his action is in his name. It is rip.
Yeah, like he's trying to
There.
rip a message to Nye. I don't think. Do you have any communications? Come to think of it, I've never really thought about that. Is there any communications with? Oh, look at all those fives on your ID. Might be something we'll have to look at later. Your notes has your character ID is about, I don't know, 60, 75s 4-2001. I can't remember if I already got you.
I was wondering about that.
Did you have your dad put the number in?
I didn't
He was
touch it.
probably watching something about Aaron Rodgers who got so angry he just was smashing the keys down as he was trying to put your ID in. Anyway, yeah, for some strange reason you seem to be in tune with your animal companion, maybe even the spirits melding with it affected you as well. But you could see sort of what Ardensil was talking about. But you see this like fox kind of creature kind of fleeing from what looks like maybe some combat behind it to some sort of clearing deeper in the woods. You can see it go through like a woodland area, and um, and then it comes into like an open clearing area, and you could see that it's got that satchel or something in it, and um, it's happily kind of dancing around with all these little like relics and stuff in it. But the one that stands out to you the most that seems to be more vibrant, and this is a strange kind of green scarf that this fox creature's like gleefully squeezing and holding on to more than even some of the other trinkets that look like they might be valuable, but kind of wraps it around its neck and gets out of like a little mischievous sneer as he strokes the thing before
Hmm.
you lose the image of.
That's what we have to get. We got to get that back.
Is it, I mean, not to seem rude, but is there any sign of life of the people we're looking for, or are we just solely?
Well, you're
I mean,
seeing it
I like
through the
that for being
spirits. Yeah,
solely
you're seeing it through the spirits. So they didn't seem to be as interested in whether or not those.
Yeah, they kind of like left them and then just went off with this fox thing.
What?
I mean, they are after Hogduck's heart, I guess, at this point. Yeah, so yeah, let's at least go get the thing. I just wonder what happened
We'll
to him.
keep going. We'll probably find out.
So the
Tell us-
one thing that happens right away. Okay, go ahead, Ash.
I was going to say, is there any sign from where we're at to what the visions are that night table?
Sorry, you cut out again a little bit. What was that?
Is there any signs of where we're at to the location that Nightia?
Nah, it's hard to tell. You definitely know it's obviously still within the confines of this place, but the exact location is a little bit difficult to determine.
Okay.
You just know, obviously, it lies
the
ahead of you
trail.
on this trail someplace.
Okay.
Put not here next to the Ripper. So you, but the one thing that becomes clear is that these spirits that have been drifting around now seem to be not not even really following you, but almost guiding you guys along. You come across some strange little side passages, right? And peeking down at at times the spirits will go down with you, but when you start to go down one, they kind of swirl around in a little bit of animated energy, and for sake of argument, you,
Wait, like an arrow
yeah,
that way.
peeking down the one that you start to travel down, one of the ones you start to travel down, you could see that leads to sort of at least some sort of dead end, or like a heavy snow bank, fallen tree type of thing, and um, definitely no signs that the caravan would have went that way. And every time you kind of follow their directions, you come across clear indicators that that caravan that you're searching for went the direction that they seem to be, agitating towards. So, pretty short order, you find yourself, following that trail pretty clearly, and it doesn't take too much time before um, the spirits kind of start to slow down and just kind of freeze where you guys are at. And you can kind of think you see ahead of you, it looks like another one of those intersections, the remains of the caravan.
Look at that.
Well, we found it. Um, who wants to approach the caravan?
Hundar approaches the caravan.
Nah, that was easy.
Yeah.
All our
I'd like to make a perception check as he goes.
Yeah, so go ahead.
So I'm
Make-
gonna do an
Yeah,
initiative.
do an initiative perception check, probably the safest way to handle this.
All right.
Okay. Oh, let me change to that then.
wow, that's like 6 times better than my last one.
I know. You're
Okay.
If you could do that again next
So
time, I'm gonna realize
actions.
you're cheating.
So is it on main? Where is the one that perception?
There's one on main. There's one on action.
Yeah, action's also up at the top. There's a perception initiative roller too, so you don't have to leave the action tab if you don't want to. So that intersection up ahead is where you think it is. I don't think we have knives in here unless she rolled differently again, so I'll put her in there, right? So on your action tab for Nye, up to the top, there's, I think it's
Up left.
top left, right underneath where your name is. There's a thing that says init, and you'll see like +7.
Okay.
That's the easiest way to roll your initiative. You don't even have to leave your combat, your action tab. I shouldn't say combat tab because there's a separate one.
Okay.
So you do you want to wait? Do you want to go up and investigate? Oh, it doesn't matter. Hundar's heading up. Does anybody else want to head up with Hundar? Are you guys going to stay kind of in group formation and go up that way?
Yeah, I'll keep up with Undar.
Can we get a where the caravan is, please?
Is it at the Y?
Try to use stealth and
I'd like some sort of indicator. Thank you.
Why won't I? Well, let me actually pick up that. It's like, nope, you can't pick up that pointer. Oh, it really does not want me to pick up that pointer. Actually, I don't know if there's a trick to that. Probably is, and I don't know it. So there you go. It's up in that intersection up there. I'm just going to get rid of this for now.
I'm gonna start walking up. Feel free to stop me whenever I see anything.
All right. I'm just going to have you up. You get to about here, and you can kind of see that as you approach it, that it has been battered, and you could see that there are, looks like maybe a couple of battered, but maybe not. No, they're dead. Forget it.
But maybe not. Oh yeah, those boys, those some dead boys.
Is everybody else kind of following up with?
yeah, I'm gonna and stealth. I'm gonna try to move up to the tree line and move up.
Well, show me where you kind of. I want to just have everybody else head up in the normal formation. Where do you want to end up in? If you want to end up someplace different,
Over there.
that's sort of funny.
Of course it is. That it always end up that way.
Might
So
be-
I hate to divert, but there
Yeah.
was this one time where we were doing this one where Ash ran into a room and I was like, "There's a bunch of creatures here." He ran in and then I like made all the creatures visible. And he was standing in the middle of like 30 of these.
Wow.
It's like, I could have
Why-
used
why
that
did you run in the
information
room?
before I entered in there.
Why is he running there with your eyes closed?
Did anybody else want to be someplace different than they are? Out of curiosity.
No problem.
It's
No,
all right.
I'm happy where I am.
So were you trying to sneak over and hide in that area, or were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was
So
trying.
that actually works different. Instead of using perception, you use stealth as if it ever comes up as an initiative roll.
Oh,
Ah.
that's
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's uh,
But he does not
Arden
see
Sill's
the
monk
beehive in the tree.
travels quite often by stealth and uses that as his initiative to see whether or not he beats their perceptions. You head up there and you could see either they're dead or they're like just exhausted and had beaten down or they're hiding there because they're not really moving any. And now you could see why they're kind of hiding there as you see this eight-legged feline kind of leap out of the trees
Okay.
Watch out.
and attack.
Oh no! I thought I was friendly because it showed it in your head.
No.
It doesn't. What does that do? Sorry. Okay, yeah, it comes up, and you could see it's immediately going, snapping with its jaws at Og, who happens to be on the perfect side of the. This is just Og's night.
Oh, we dog.
And
Should have built him with like a tower shield.
yeah, it tries to snap at you with its jaws to start.
Ouch.
That is it. You can feel those jaws snap at you. They're pretty strong, so you don't want to have that happen too often.
Jeez.
That is strong.
And then it follows
Yeah,
it up
it's not
with a
bad.
claw swipe, seeing if it can't dig into you that way. However, Og is
Ew.
knocked back a bit by the initial strike of the jaws. You managed to roll away from the next attack. Oops, I suppose I should have highlighted it as the. That brings up Nye. Now this thing's.
I want to send Ripper to attack it.
You trying to tell Ripper to attack it?
Yeah.
How would you like Ripper to move?
Probably just right to here, I'm
Just
thinking.
step up. Get it, Ripper! So Ripper scrambles up, bares its teeth, and tries to chomp at this creature.
Yes. Oh, come on.
Poor Ripper.
Yeah.
This is not Ripper's.
Poor.
Like, aren't
Maybe
wolves?
Ripper just doesn't
Isn't that
like.
kind of like a dog and a
wolves
cat
stuff.
thing? Maybe this is.
Yeah.
Have you probably have like a pet cat at home, and you've been scolding Ripper about chasing it around, and now he's like, "Can I really bite a cat? Do you really want me to do that? I don't want to get sent out without dinner again." Oh
Think
wait,
of it
nah,
more as
you
a
still have two
centipede.
more actions. Sorry about that. So you can see Ripper reluctantly trying to chomp at the strange cat thing, but you have a couple of actions that you can do standing next to it.
Can I do produce flame on it?
You could try to stand there and blast it with flame if you want to.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Does not seem to have. So,
Do I need to select it?
let's see. Let me take you. All right, I have it targeted for you. So you have that eight-legged feline targeted, and you're going to see if it doesn't like fire.
Oh, my finger.
Doesn't seem to be too impressed with the attack.
Hmm.
Kind of rolls away from it, and that's it for you. On the bright side, maybe hasn't even noticed you with Ripper yet. Ash, it's definitely aware of you. You weren't sneaky enough to avoid the feline's notice. but you're still.
There's no shame in that. It's a cat. I mean,
Mhm.
cats are designed.
It's got cover, but if you're hunting it, then that's not going to matter.
Yeah. I'll go do the hunted prey on
Okay,
it.
so your first action
And
is to hunt it.
so hunted prey is one, and then the hunted shot is one.
Right. Which is why you could take 3
And that-
attacks the last time.
Yeah. I'm gonna do one precaution before I do that is do a perception check to see if there's anything hidden around
So are you
me.
doing the hunted prey first, or
No, perception check first, and then
okay?
I'll.
So go ahead. You're kind of seeking out any hidden creatures. So go ahead and throw it on a perception.
Yeah. I'm sitting in the middle of, if
300 of these things.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we saw a few in the vision.
No, you don't see anything right now.
Lucky.
all right, then I'm gonna finish doing what I was doing then.
I
So-
designated as a. Okay, you already did it.
Oh,
It's okay. I wasn't sure. I don't remember you clicking that last time, which is sort of funny.
I did, but I didn't have them highlighted or something.
Okay, that's why I didn't. I was like, why didn't I see that? Because your hunted prey.
All right, and then the 2 shots.
Ooh, wow. Pretty dexterous.
Well,
Dang.
you're consistent.
Yep.
So you give it a couple of good shots, but the creature's difficult, even with you being able to ignore cover. It's a nimble little thing, and but you feel fairly confident that you haven't noticed any other creatures around you at the moment. So that brings up Hundar.
You gonna buff me, Ogfuck?
Yeah, but I can't go until you go, unless you go early.
Well,
Okay,
I
I mean,
can
unless
delay
you
my
are.
initiative until after you.
Yeah,
wanna
well,
waste it now?
I actually do not have that prepared. I have a bless.
Yeah, if you
Right.
want, I can. I have magic weapons.
He used it up, and he haven't
But you
rested.
have to wait longer.
I don't know that though. So I'm gonna rage, and I can charge if I can find my character. So rage. I'm gonna sudden charge all the way around Frog.
Right, so you're running around, getting creature flat-footed, and trying your best to get its attention away from Ogthuk. Looks a little concerned, anyway. That is a
Appreciate
hit.
it.
Thunk. And that's a pretty good cut, although you felt like you could have cut it with a better part of the blade. The creature still shows the injury. Ogthuk, you're not feeling great. You probably don't want that to happen too many times. But you do have your big
Absolutely
orc
not.
friend there standing over it and maybe distracting it. You're not sure, though.
I'm going to raise my shield, and I'm just going to take 2 attacks at it, because I think that's the best thing I can do at the moment. So, let me target it. Will that work? Alright.
Flat-footed.
One.
Oh, it's
I'm flat-footed.
flat-footed. So that would be a 22.
Hit.
Which I
That
think
hit.
should be a hit, right?
Got 21 hit
Oh,
for
yeah.
me.
Matter of fact, it is 21. So that is exactly what you need.
Boom.
Bam.
Nice.
Then I'll flat-foot it, and I'll attack it with my second attack. And miss.
All right, I am going to. What am I going to do? This thing looks like it's going down, right?
Sure.
I'm going to move.
Sure, why not?
It explodes on death.
Yeah. I'm going to move. Oh, if I move, I can't do my shield, though. All right, yeah, I'll move over there. And then I will use my hand, and I'm going to pick up some, rock, with my telekinetic
Okay, you find a
projectile.
rock on the road and
I'm
try
going
to
to throw it at it.
thump it.
It's one of my favorite little spells. The throw rock with mine. That'd be a good one.
Oh, that was toying with
All
Oh, that
right.
was perfect, too. I was toying with a critical hit for a second. Oh,
Oh, dang.
well, you got the extra damage on it, so you curl it with with some
Yeah.
decent force, being that you're good at that kind of thing. Comes back.
All right, get him, Ripper, or whoever.
All right.
Oh, feline.
I feel like Ripper should have advantage, just because.
Whoa,
Teleports
he
over
just
here.
jumped right out of there. Oh,
Seriously? Yep.
holy!
He teleports?
Yep.
He teleports.
I said, I see. I see why you wanted to get to this point. I figured it out.
And tries to go at Ash with a jaw strike. Wait, why did it roll twice?
Isn't
Oh,
Ash in the tree?
it attacked
Oh.
somebody else too at the same time.
Dogfuck as well.
Oh god.
Oh, but it critted Ash.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Ow.
sort of
That's a-
low. Oh, never
Oh.
mind.
Oh my gosh, he's dying.
He's down.
Sure.
Trying to
That was a little more effective than I expected, throwing me off. All right, so it's tearing into Ash, and you could see it now. It doesn't really want to go back at you guys. You see him drag him over up onto these rocks,
Yeah.
Oh, he's taking him too. Okay.
and it stops
Well,
up there.
Let's
What is
bump
your what is,
him.
what is
How many actions was the teleport?
One.
Probably one action.
What, isn't
Or
he up in a
bonus.
tree?
but he teleported up into a tree?
Yeah.
Hey, can't you?
You could teleport wherever you want to when
That's
you're
when
one
you
of these things.
Teleport.
Yeah, but then he drug him.
Yeah, he only had one
Yeah, he
action
might
left,
have
so he
feet.
couldn't move him very far as he had him clamped
He
his
has,
teeth.
he has
Half his
a,
movement.
he has a feat where he's allowed to drag Paul's character.
He has a feat
Yeah.
called Create New Character.
Paul. Great new character, similar to last character.
We've never seen.
He's not dead yet.
He's not dead. Matter of fact, you even got someone who's got the capability of casting ranged healing.
That
There
must
we
be nice.
go.
Hope that person
gets
does
it.
something. Meanwhile, Nye, do you want to try to send Ripper running up there?
Yes.
What's Ripper's move? Let's see. Let me get it. I'm gonna actually put this thing down here where it's a little more into the green. Ripper. Oops. Ripper, why aren't you? That is 40 feet. What's Ripper's move? So it would be 35 square short, right? Well, actually, I could probably. Oh man, it's 2 arrows. Yeah, 35 to there. Does Ripper want to go? Can Ripper move 35, or is that too far?
I think she can.
I think it is 35, but you might want to check. Go to the main page of
40.
Ripper.
Ripper's got good speed.
Ooh, 40. Nice.
Awesome.
So do you want Ripper to run up there and attack this feline? Is that your
Yeah.
first action? Okay, so you go get him, Ripper. So Ripper sprints up and maybe does a better job with its jaw attack. Ooh, there you go.
Yes,
Yes.
good. Good job, Ripper. Now you're ripping.
Now you're living up to your name. Let's go ahead and apply the damage as Ripper charges forward. Seeing Ash being chewed, realizes this is not a friendly cat. And he tears into that creature enough to make sure that it's pretty well wounded now. And you can see that this feline is definitely concerned for its life. Now you still have 2 actions of your own. We know Ray of Frost has the range if you want to try yourself.
Yeah, I'll do Ray
Okay.
Frost.
Or you could try something else. I mean, technically, you could try to do something to save Ash's life, but I don't know if that's worth it.
I can range though, right, with 2 actions.
Yeah,
So
it's 30 feet though, so you'll probably have to move and then cast.
oh no, that's 3. Oh wait, no.
3 is the AOE version.
3 is a. Which I'd like to use, but either way, it's effective.
Go ahead and see if your Ray of Frost can streak across there and find the mark. Oh, it was close, but not quite. Just trying to avoid the trees and Ripper again. You're afraid of hurting Ripper. You can't quite find it. Ash, what would you like to do? Oh wait, you're dying. Never mind. You actually moved to the beginning of the next turn, so I'm gonna send you back to Nye for a second. Your new initiative is 28.1. All right, Handar. Oh, it sounds like a sudden charge moment.
I can't get there in sudden charge, so I have to move and then sudden charge.
Because it's just a little out of your range.
Can I get there?
55.
Jump up on
If
the
you're
rock.
willing to do an athletics check, I'd let you do it.
No, I can go all the way around. I have a
No,
lot.
but it's up on the rocks. That's why I moved the creature down.
I have experienced mountaineer.
Ooh.
Does that help?
I'll give you a DC 5. You should be able to make a DC 5, right? I mean, you could roll a 1.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Athletics? Well, natural ones don't mean anything.
They
If
do to
they're,
me.
if like it's not like an automatic.
Hey, there you go.
Just letting you know.
Rolls,
They
baby.
matter to me. Otherwise, there's no
There you
point
go.
in Ash playing this game.
Flat-footed.
It looks like this creature wants to get out of here. Oh, it's a miss.
Oh shoot.
All
Hero
right,
point.
so now the first hero point is applied tonight.
It'll be +2. I forgot to hit that. I'll put it but not missing.
Oh.
Well, that's not going to matter.
There we go.
All right, so that's Og's turn.
I roll poorly when I'm trying to save someone
wait.
that you want to
Yeah.
kill.
Og's turn.
Oh, I
Hog's
advanced.
turn. It's very
Yeah.
important.
Og-
Hog decides this isn't the life for him and leaves. So how far is he from me?
Let's see if I.
How do I get a distance check? 45. So if I move 25, which puts me, I think that's my max movement, right? 25.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I'll then use a 2-point heal.
Yep.
On Dying Man.
But you rolled a 1.
The +8
Yeah,
is nice.
that's nice.
I love you, Kitty. I will feed you in one moment, okay? Gotta get off.
You are no longer unconscious and dying. You are
But you are in the jaws.
you are wounded
Creature.
1,
It is-
and you take automatically crits every time somebody else takes an action.
no, wounded.
No. Well, let's see. Where's wounded? Boom. You are prone too, which sort of matters. But that was all 3 of your actions, right?
That was all. Yeah, sorry, I didn't advance it.
Now Ardensil.
Well, all right. I go to run over. Or at least
You probably have 25
Let's see.
move as well.
35.
Oh, nice. You took the elven fleeted foot thing, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. If I go here,
Well, I'm an experienced mountaineer without a health
I'm
save.
close enough. I can see
yeah.
through that tree. All right. I will shoot a ray of frost at him.
No, you got that as well. I don't think I
Yeah.
have him selected right now, but that doesn't
No, I just
matter.
rolled it on him. Yeah. That's all right.
Who really wants to save
That's all I
the...
can do.
On the bright side, Ash, you turn comes up now at the beginning of the round.
Oh, did I roll? I rolled it on. Yeah, I did that.
You're prone. Do
Feline.
you want to stand for starters as an action?
Yes.
What is your second action?
I am going to do my second action will be draw my short sword,
Okay. Short sword is out.
and my third action will be hunted.
Is that only on ranged, by the way? 2 strikes.
Well, three.
It's 2 strikes. Oh, you are wielding a ranged weapon. Never mind. You only get 1 swing at it.
Okay. You're right.
What is flurry? Why does that say flurry, by the way?
That's why I thought I could.
Oh, yeah.
and
You might be right. So what's the difference between flurry and hunted shot? Flurry. Multiple attack penalties. Oh, it's multiple attack penalties go down. On your second and your third one, it would be easier. If you would have been able to attack more than
Yeah.
once, it would work. Yeah, so. Unfortunately, that's not going
So
to
I-
hit.
yeah.
I wish this teleporter had come back because that would have been great, but it did not recharge yet. um, it steps away. It's already done its thing. I think it's gonna not actually want to be a part of this.
Yeah, we'll have to follow him, find his home.
5, 6,
Maybe he dragged all those.
7. Right, you could see the thing kind of fleeing down the path. You probably lose sight of it a little bit as it goes behind these rocks, but you know it's down there someplace, and you kind of feel like it's over there. I should have put a line of sight for this, but it didn't really bother. Ripper, there's almost no way Ripper can catch it running around there, so on your turn, you have to decide what you want to do.
Can I kind of follow it a bit?
You saw it go up there, so if you want to move, whatever your movement is, you might be able to see if you can get line of sight on it, and then you could, but you know Ray of
It's
Frost is pretty
30.
long.
Yeah.
So run up the path a little ways, and I think you'll be able to get
Yeah.
it. You'll be looking for it. Technically speaking, you don't really see it right now, so you're trying to figure out where it's at. But if you run up the path hoping to see it, go ahead and show where you kind of want to finish. We'll see how far you can get with a 30-foot move.
You can get you right there.
That is 30. And you kind of come up here and actually not really. Do you want to move again? It's still kind of around those rocks.
Sure.
Oh, but Ray of Frost is
Yes.
two
So you
action.
get up here and now
Yeah.
you see it. Unfortunately, you can't attack it with a Ray of Frost. So you'll have to decide which your other actions. Now you're holding your staff, which doesn't really help you in that. Heal spell can be one. Heal animals, not. Can't really.
She could have
Could
Ripper at the third move,
just to catch up.
a double movement. Yeah, because that would give.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'll
because
do.
he goes 80. Yeah, 40 each
Just trying
time.
to look. I don't think. No, we're slowing things down a little bit. Probably should have looked to see. Probably the animal staff requires to cast the spells, which would be the same. Summon animals a 3-action one, so you can't even like throw. Hey, look, creature just appeared right on top of the strange cat. So yeah, we'll have Ripper 1, 2, 3. I'll just have Ripper kind of double move around chasing. So Ripper kind of sprints up there with your last action, and you can kind of see it. That brings up Hundar. Now you're going to have to run around these rocks. You have experienced Mountaineer. I'll let you. That's.
I'm over.
What does an experienced Mountaineer say?
I think it's specific to the last campaign.
While this boon is slotted, you treat mountainous terrain and other steep slopes as difficult terrain rather than greater difficult terrain.
Okay. That's yeah. You guys have that boon. That's right. Everybody should have that equipped. That's the only boon you have right now. So if you earn another boon, you can decide if you want experienced Mountaineer. That's sort of difficult. Yeah, I'll let you use if you want to. Each one of those squares would be difficult terrain. So like to get to the top, which is normally 15 feet,
like-
I would say that's
So like that's like 10
Right.
feet. That's 15 feet. That's 10 feet. That's 50,
20.
that's 20
and
feet.
then the
that's-
rest of it would be normal movement from there.
So I'm good here, right?
Your 35-foot
That's
move.
my first move.
Is that right?
Oh, I'm sorry. The first diagonal is off. But like,
You could probably be
First
one square
one's-
south of that instead of going 2 diagonals. You could go, yeah, to there.
I'll be able to get
Yes.
there though. And then I'm gonna sudden charge.
Jump. Ah.
Which allows you how much move total?
50.
And I would have you have to make an athletics check to leap down though, because you wouldn't be able to
That's
go
fine.
to. So you're trying to like you're running and you're gonna leap, kind of jump off that. I'm not gonna make you do like a jump to see how far you go, but it's basically you're trying to kind of leap down there full stride and maintain your feet. I probably should really.
I'm slashing as I go down, though.
That should probably be acrobatics, to be honest. So.
What?
Because you're trying to kind of land on your feet as you're hurling off of it.
I'm not trying to land on my feet. I'm trying to slash down as I fall.
If you want to, you could land here and not have to worry about landing safely.
Yeah.
Okay. So you come down and land there. Otherwise, you're going to be like...
Let's get one stroke
Yeah.
off.
Take it a little difficult. I think it would have been more fun to have him leap off.
What?
All right.
The incredulity.
Oh, right on the nose, too. He's not going to be able to survive that. See, he needed his teleport.
Oh, yeah.
Sunk.
Yay.
It has been destroyed.
Face plant.
No.
As you finished your blow. Blop!
Unless you want to. I mean, I won't mind.
I landed on it.
Slash. Thing explodes.
It broke your fall.
Yeah. You now have a bit of a strange cat kind of cloak draped over you as you land sort of inside the creature as you slashed your way through it. Whatever that creature was, what was it, Star?
Did it disappear?
Yeah, it's dead.
No, did it disappear?
No.
Is there a body that we could eat?
Ugduk, new meal. Did you find those special spices out here?
Yes, I did. Alta will absolutely try to process this animal, and he will. I want to take each one of its paws and make a paw necklace.
Do I know what this thing's name is? Like what?
You could do a nature check now. That's the best way to
I want to
determine.
do a nature check.
Yeah, everybody. Take a look.
What is this thing?
How do I convince someone to make a cat paws necklace for me since it has so many?
Yeah.
I can try that. I'll try skinning it.
Ash has no idea what this thing is. Not entirely sure it's a feline. Believes it probably is.
What?
But Hundar,
What is the closest thing?
you believe
Oh, sorry.
you know the name of the creature. It's called a paracha.
Paracha. Can you put that in the chat, please?
Let's see, make sure I actually spelled it right myself.
Sriracha? Hardly knew her. What?
Yep, I spelled it right. Paracha Slayer.
Has a new name.
Sriracha Slayer.
Gotcha.
Doing the Slayer dance.
Anything else you guys are interested in? Now, Ash has got wounded
we need to
one,
go
which
check out
means he's
the cover.
gonna be. Oh yeah, you get in there. They're actually alive.
Oh,
They've
man.
just been hiding in there the whole time. The thing
they're
says they're
hiding?
alive, and I'm like,
Oh.
how did they survive for 6 weeks with this? And they're just huddled in there.
Oh, zombies in that attack.
They're
I'm
like,
gonna be honest; it doesn't make much
some
sense.
have like no legs and arms. They ate each other's limbs.
Cue the hot fuzz kiss of blowing.
All right,
the
so there's a
shotgun
few
with the
things that don't make
chain.
sense, but so they got the same provisions as you guys, and they're down to the end of it, and they've been
Good, they're there.
they've been
I thought
chewing
we'd have
on
to find them
canvas
in
and
the-
stuff, hiding from the paracha for 6 weeks.
You guys suck at your job.
Just saying.
You guys are bad, and you should feel bad.
But now, Ash, to get rid of a wounded condition, you could do. I did see this. Remember we were talking about that the other day. You could treat wounds to get rid of a wounded condition as well. I saw that in something I was reading.
Oh, right, instead of gaining hit points.
Yes. So if he doesn't want to be
that's what
closer to death, that's only if you think it's possible that he could get back to being injured severely. I don't know if that seems likely or not.
With you, always like.
Stop bleeding, success. I saw that in here. Treat disease. It doesn't have to be trained. Treat poison. Treat wounds. One of the things you can do with treat wounds is remove the wounded condition.
That's probably a good idea to do. 'Cause I thought there was other negative to wounded just beside if I went back there.
Uh, now, for the most part, it's really an indicator. So that if you get knocked to zero next time, instead of starting at dying one, you start at dying two, which puts you, you know, obviously one step closer to being dead, dead.
Yeah.
You guys also have
So,
some
yeah,
wounds in here too, but so I mean, you could go with the idea that if you just get healed up the full, I don't think there's another way to get back. I'll pull up Archives of Nethys real quick. There's another way to get back, and if it's healed to full, then that's different. But I thought it was something else. If it's healed to full, I thought it might be actually if you get any heal spell applied to you, which would then, because I know you guys got two different
Gets rid
wells.
of the wounded condition.
yeah. There's something about a heal spell that it heals the full or something. There is
Yeah, I
something.
remember seeing that
Right.
with die. I just went over it with our face to face one. I remember seeing it. Wound condition ends if somebody restores hit points to you with treat wounds. Oh, if you get hit points from treat wounds, it gets rid of it. Or you restored the full hit
Oh.
points and rest for 10 minutes. So a heal spell that gets you to full heal points, full hit points, and you rest. Or if someone successfully treat wounds, it gets rid of it as well. So those are two obvious ways. So you could start with the treat wounds, or you could just see if a heal spell gets them up. If somebody's going to use a heal spell,
Well,
you're probably
I
going
was
to use
doing-
it too. You have two people capable
Yeah.
of casting heal spells, but you also have someone more damage, and that would be Ogthuk.
I was going to use the AoE, but I could just do a sure thing and full healing instead.
Did you say if we did the heal kit, we could
Yes.
do it if we got
Not
the
if
full?
you, not even if you get the full. If you heal kit and it's successful,
Anything.
even one
that's
hit
great.
point of healing from a heal
Yeah.
kit.
Oh yeah, do that.
Here's an
Dude.
interesting point. Are the guys in the that were hiding, are they injured?
They don't appear to be. They've been resting for 6 weeks.
Which
They get one hit point back a
You
night
guys.
for 6 weeks. They've managed to get the full, but they haven't left their caravan.
Nye and Ash, you guys do the treat wounds on Ash,
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
and I'll do treat wounds on
See
Ogthuk.
how that goes.
I don't think you can because I've already had 3 wounds today.
Oh, you did?
It's once every
I think
hour.
it's an hour.
30
Well, 50
minutes.
minutes after you treat
Yeah,
it,
it's
so
an
it's
hour.
been 50 minutes.
Well, I also my medicine skill is
Oh, you want to help?
it's +3 +5. I have +5.
You could try to
I don't know
aid.
if that
Then
I
makes
think
can
somebody
help
has
you.
better than that. Or is that
Oh.
the best in the group?
I'll
I,
aid. I
And
can't use it on myself, right?
Nightaya,
Oh, we can only do one person. That's the thing. So we need to do two different people,
yeah. So
Like 20
Nightaya,
minutes.
or we
and
could do it 20 minutes. Yeah.
yeah, and I can do something else. A 6.
Well, I'll use my medical on Ash there, and I'll grant myself guidance. So can I roll that?
So you were doing a +1 aid on.
Okay,
That was almost a 1.
so that would be a 19.
So that does give a +2 bonus to Nye's medicine check for Ash. So go ahead and make a medicine check
Nice.
on Nye.
And then I use guidance on Nye. Which makes it +3, right?
Yep, it still works.
So it
Yeah.
should be able to work.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
go ahead and use the first heal and see if you can't get an 8 out of a 2d8 and get
For heal or
treat
treat
wounds.
wounds?
The treat wounds. Sorry, it's the heal button on treat wounds. It's going to get rid of it. Oh, look at that. He's at full, and
Yay.
Perfect.
Same as before. Good job.
that's when another Paracha shows up.
It's Cross the Rapper.
Now, Og, you want to have her treat wounds on you too. Now, you can't use any of the guidance because those have a cooldown. But does anybody want to aid her, or is somebody else going to try to treat wounds on Ogthuk?
I can assist, and she can do.
You're cutting out a little bit again. You're going to assist? That's, I think, what you said. All right,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's a good
that's good.
assist. It's
Go
not
ahead.
quite a critical, but close.
Just miss force.
25, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So go ahead. You've aided him. Let's see how the aid goes.
Roll
Yep.
a medicine check.
I'm sorry, you've
Oh my dear.
no. Unfortunately,
Just miss.
the orc anatomy is just a little weird. Besides, she was worried you were going to steal her cheese out of her backpack, and
Okay,
was
so
distracted. So the treat wounds didn't work on you. So you guys, she has a heal
I'll
spell
use my own
too,
heal.
and you have yours. So
So potion.
you also have a potion.
No, I'll use my middle
Okay,
heal
so
on
you use a
myself.
2-action heal, which is a good one.
Oh, nice.
So
All right.
now you guys are pretty good shape, healed up, and you know somewhere off there, according to the spirits, which are now trying to indicate. Now the wounded,
They tell us which
no,
one.
the spirits will help. Now Linpo and Tilon are they thought they'd be trapped in the forest forever. Um, they said that they received a message from the kami before reaching the village, but it was vague.
Well, this is the
Um,
means of production.
and they thought it was sort of vague, so they weren't sure there was maybe some nefarious force in the forest that was trying to capture it. So they had the strong sense that a kami ward was close by, and that if they just took a minor detour to assist the spirit, that would be okay. Yeah, it didn't work out so well, and they have been trying to follow trails left by the spirits to find what was stolen from them. Um,
Ox guy.
but they're tired and scared and frustrated, and they kind of feel guilty for the caravan situation, obviously, and um, it just are fatigued by the whole thing and hoping that maybe with between their knowledge and direction and what you guys have, that maybe you can, finish it and go find this thief.
Did we believe that?
You could try a perception check.
Is perception
Yes, it
sense
is.
motive in this edition?
Perception's a pretty big catch-all in this, to be honest.
Good one.
Oh yeah, I'll perception check. I mean, I'm sure they're telling the truth, but there's
Yeah.
no reason not to.
Ash, you don't know these society members. Yeah, Og, you're pretty sure of it. They seem really sincere. They look tired.
I roll intimidate. What are you telling me?
Because that's the one skill he trained that he had a choice of. Damn it, he wants to be able to use it.
Yeah, I'm a tax collector, man.
So they say the only thing they can tell you is that it was definitely a kitsune who had stolen that. They don't know why this thing came against it, and maybe maybe there was some spirit trying to invade the relic. But they don't know anything about that. They just know that this creature suddenly appeared in a this cat thing started appearing and attacking, and then all of a sudden this weird kitsune came hopping around, and they knew it was trying to get in, and they kind of tried to battle it, push it away and force it off. But that cat thing was so teleporting around and causing so much stress to them that they decided that their best chance was just to try to survive, and if they could get away from that strange Paracha creature, that maybe they could go after the the kitsune thief that had taken the relic. But in the end, all of it seemed feeble, and when they felt like they were getting close to the kitsune, all of a sudden that Paracha was there again, and in their previous experience nearly cost them their lives, so they retreated and hoped that maybe that the Paracha would get bored and move off, and that's when you guys showed up.
Off the cat question. Why didn't you just kill the cat? So it seemed to work for us.
Well, we don't have
Did they
big
have an answer?
axe-wielding orc, so I mean,
That seems like a mistake. Since you're
Hey, look at-
in the Adventurers Guild. It seems like first you took this weird
well,
path. I mean, first you.
Amara told us it would be a simple job for the two of us. I don't know what to tell you. It did turn out simple. Maybe we shouldn't have left the path. Nah, that's ridiculous. We did exactly what we thought was right at the time.
Right.
I don't think these guys are very competent.
At this point, which direction did the fox thing go?
Can we trust them to point the correct direction?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Well, plus maybe these little
They point up. They point
Spirit.
to the sky.
help us move along.
So, but they actually kind of point you to what the trail that they were following. So if you guys have survival, you might be able to track it down by foot without having to rely on the spirits. In fact,
Somebody try to track it.
I want to tell you guys it's getting a little bit late. So do we want to continue, or do you want to pick it up from here next time?
I can go for maybe 15 20.
I think let's pick it up. It is late for.
Yeah.
I had a good time.
Yeah. Cool.
Besides, it gives me time to design the next teleporting creature.
I do have to give you. You're getting more imaginative.
Well, I
how you
decided I
do
wanted to
it.
teleport to the furthest character from all the others. If Ardensil had moved a little further away, I would have gone for him. But he actually got kind of closer, and I was like, "Wow, that kind of leaves only one target," which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh. Who would have guessed it?
And when I moved, I kind of was thinking that in my head. I was like, I don't want to be the furthest one away.
My advice is have the next character just be a hippo that teleports above. It's an effective strategy.
But it does sort of feel like good old times, doesn't it? And now, Nydia gets to see exactly what she's been hearing about all these years.
Yeah.
Just to experience it firsthand.
I'm glad someone's taking up my bad luck. No offense.
No.